The weirdest thing about coming out of the diet is it feels really weird to not be really freaking hungry in the gym. Definitely not complaining about that. And I'm running reverse grip for speed bench again, 5x5, 185, nothing crazy. So reason I like reverse grip so much for speed bench is when I'm doing speed bench, the biggest focus is trying to replicate the sensations that I want to feel on my main lifts. And like, obviously the sensation that I'm gonna feel on a reverse grip is gonna be different than a competition bench, but the reverse grip almost like overemphasizes the lat pack sensation that I really need to practice feeling. So specificity in the sense of does it look like a bench might not be there, but the specific skill transference is sky high for me with reverse grips. Anyways, we're doing the usual overhead press secondary. So last week did work set at 185 and then down set at 155, but considering I have food this week, gonna start at 205 and then make a call. Yeah, we'll go up. We went up. And we'll call that one good enough for the day. And I think like the biggest goal with the barbell overhead press right now is just to keep it in this slot long enough to see if it actually translates back to bench now that food is added back in. But felt like balance was the limiting factor there, so we're going to cook the delts on something where if balance was a limiting factor, I would have to be doing it very, very wrong. Because it's like a barbell overhead press is probably going to have more direct transfer to bench than this thing, but this thing is going to have more direct transfer to flexing delts really freaking hard. Work set 1-ish. I'll repeat that. Drank some electrolytes. Work set 2-ish. Still just died. I don't know. I'm okay with it. Still got plenty of time to build. Happy with how the full range push-ups felt last week, so we're gonna run them again. And because I'm not a psychopath, we'll just do 3 sets to failure, not the timed protocol. I'm calling these full range and I'm pushing all the way through at the top, then going down between the pads for a nice little shoulder stretch. And if you are someone that has like shoulder or elbow shittiness on bench, adding in some of these a couple times a week will be one of the best things you've ever done for yourself. And I think there's some kind of weird delt raise circle jerk going on that I'm not sure if I want to be a part of or if I want to stay very far away from it. Yeah, we're not doing that. But we are going to run some decline rolling extenderinos. I've talked about these before because I don't love them from like a elbow tolerance building perspective because the bottom end isn't super elbow gnarly, but I want to use these today because I'm not really worried about building elbows. I'm worried about trying to get some better, heavier tricep work on this day without totally overcooking things for the main bench. And I think these should be about right for that job. Plus, Jimmy Kolb does these, so they got to be good for something, right? I think I want to try 80s. Getting on this thing has become the hardest part. Eep! This is frightening. And I very much enjoyed the face down three-way delt raise thingies last time I ran them, so I'm gonna run them again because they feel nice and result in a very, very, very disgusting shoulder pump. It's just so much freaking delt. And I'm almost excited to do curls today to see how the carbohydrates feel. Doesn't feel like exceptionally easier right now. I'm okay with that though. Pump acquired. And there appears to be some sort of dick measuring contest going on the decline rolling, so we may have to measure up. Back to the important muscles. And I say this every vlog, but I'll say it again. Everyone on the internet wants to treat it like a preacher curl or incline curl, like how one's better than the other for this or that. And it's like, they do different things. I'm doing this for a different reason than I'm doing the preacher on the GHR. I'm doing this to stretch the shit out of the shoulder, to build resiliency at the shoulder. I'm doing that to build biceps. And if I do both together, I get best of both worlds. Plus, the stretch makes the pump really, really, really gnarly. And again, I don't care. I like getting a pump, so I'm okay with it. And I don't know what I want to do next, but that guy is already set up, so I think it's calling my name. Assuming that the guy that used this last chose an appropriate weight. Either that or I just have really weak arms. And I think the ultimate solution to the shitty front squat feels I had the other day is going to be not being lazy and starting to do the actual reverse squats on the floor again. Trying to drive low back in like a dead bug, and then pull these to the chest, and holy guacamole, I forgot how much more gnarly this is on the lower abdomen in a good way. Okay, set two. Gonna try to make this a little bit less pathetic now that I know what I'm getting into. Oh, yeah, that definitely hit the spot in the appropriate kind of spot hitting way. Day two of the 242 meet prep in the books here. And like goal wise for this meet, I've been thinking, I don't really like when guys talk about their goals publicly because so much of the time they end up, you know, talking out of their ass and then looking stupid because they fall flat on their face saying they're going to do this, that, or the other, and then they bomb out of the meet. But I can prevent that whole looking stupid thing by not talking out of my ass and being realistic in my expectations. And I think based on where I am right now, how the offseason looked, how strong I was in Vegas, I think that I have 4 real goals for this meet, but they're all going to happen if I just do the one big goal. And the one big goal is going to be as simple as beating my previous 242 wrap total in sleeves. And if I do that, everything else that I want to do is going to have to happen anyway. So that is the big target. And what I want to say by saying that that is my goal is that I am not saying that I have to do this. I'm not trying to like be the most number driven lifter through this meet prep. I'm trying to think what are the processes that I need to execute on in order to make that goal happen. Because if I focus on the processes in training and doing the best job that I can every single training session into that meet, that is what is going to let those numbers happen, not trying to force numbers in the gym. Because the biggest thing that I've made mistakes on in training really is just trying to force numbers when I don't need to be forcing numbers. So if we can be more process driven, we can have another really freaking smooth meet prep like we did in Vegas. So that is the main objective. The goal, break that 242 wrap total in sleeves. The objective, be process orientated in order to make that goal happen. So guys, that is what I got. And if you want more support, if you want me to take a look at your training, take a look at your lifts, tell you what you can do better, hop onto Team Activated on School. It is a really sick community where there's a ton of lifters helping lifters, a ton of coaches helping lifters, coaches helping coaches, everyone just helping everyone. And one of the big objectives for that is to teach you guys how to better focus on the process rather than just focusing on numbers, because if you do the process right, the numbers will just come. But if you're number obsessed, it can lead you to making errors in the process because you're so obsessed with the numbers. So guys, sign up for it if you want to sign up. Don't if you don't. I will see you in the next YouTube video. Inside of Team Activated, you are going to find a place to post training footage to get form checks in order to better optimize your lifts from both a technical and strength perspective. And you'll be able to use the community to ask any question that you have on programming, training, technique, nutrition, even pain and injury. In addition to all of that, there is the exclusive classroom library where I am uploading new course material every single week in order to better your education and understanding as a powerlifter. And due to popular demand, we now have team programming options. So if you guys need a program, you can follow along in the group. So guys, if you want to better yourself as a lifter or a coach, hit that link, sign up. You will not regret it.